It's exactly that what we're going to be talking about now as we continue with our election focus this afternoon here. We're going to go live to a number of our reporters this hour. We're in different parts of the country. We've got Lindokuhle Xulu in Alex in Johannesburg, in Gauteng. Monique Mortlock, she's in Noordepan in the Northern Cape, as well as the senior reporter Dasen Thathiah, who's in Musgrave in Durban, updating us on what the communities are saying, what they are doing and what they're finding out. Let's start with you. Good afternoon, Dasen Thathiah. Good afternoon, Monique. And good afternoon, Lindokuhle Xulu. But let's kick off this crossing with you, Dasen, in Musgrave in Durban. What is the sentiment on the ground just a week to go before the local government elections?
Bradan, well, I have to tell you that I've had the pleasure of sitting in on a different kind of engagement this morning. So yes, while there was community participation through online platforms, the interesting bit here was that the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal lined up 6 of its mayors and put them on what it called the hot seat. So this was an opportunity for the media and the public to interrogate them, but also an opportunity for them to talk about their shortcomings and their progress over the past 5 years. And that's what we've been doing for the better part of the morning. 6 of the big municipalities were represented here. eThekwini, of course, the Ugu district, Mhlathuze, Greater Kokstad, and also Msunduzi. So now, what's come out of it really is that there've been a number of failures, in particular in many of these municipalities. But at the same time, they also use the opportunity to talk about what it is that they have done. So the idea here is to talk about what they've done for 5 years and really give the voter an opportunity to decide if they want the same government in place for the next 5 years. So some of the hot topics that came up were, if you talk about, for example, the Ugu district, there you would know very well that whenever you talk about the Ugu district, you're also talking about water shortages. That has been an ongoing issue for the longest time. So that's been a big complaint. Now, the municipality and the mayor responds by saying that they are struggling to deal with this problem because of vandalism, because of drought. So as much as they have been planning, there is only so much that they can do. If you move over to Msunduzi, for example, that's a municipality that's under administration. But despite that, the mayor came here today to say that they are confident that a turnaround is in place so that they are able to pick this municipality out of where it is. But the one thing that I guess even the mayor couldn't get away from is that Msunduzi is filthy, and that points to a problem with the refuse collection as well as just the general maintenance in that area. So as I mentioned, a very interesting discussion, Braden. I would love to unpack all of the details with you over the past 3 hours or so. But I'm hoping that I can get back in there to continue to listen to the last bit of it. In the interim, though, let's find out what my colleague Monique Mortlock is doing in the Northern Cape.
Thank you, Dasen. I am in Noordepan in the Northern Cape, here in Kimberley. And where I'm standing right now, I'm in Letabo Park. It's an informal settlement. And we've been chatting to residents and community leaders here in the area who've been telling us that the dirt you see behind me is not an uncommon sight. They've been living with it for a number of years. There's sewage that often flows into the homes from the nearby army base. A little earlier, we spoke to Mayor of Solplaatje Municipality, Patrick Malimbo, who told us that due to aging infrastructure, vandalism and theft in areas like Noordepan, they often see issues like these happening. But he gave the assurance that his municipality has been doing their level best to try and fix these issues, especially in areas like this one where residents are still struggling with access to clean water, basic access to electricity. And I just want to show you behind me in the distance, we have some residents chatting to an independent candidate who's also a community leader, and that's something that's been coming to the fore in this year's municipal elections. We've heard from the IEC that there's been an increase in the number of independent candidates contesting in this year's elections, and from what I've heard from some of the people behind me is because of residents' growing distrust in their elected officials. And then you get on the other side smaller parties like Newcomer, Good, doing some door-to-door campaigning, chatting to residents as well. And this party is trying to make inroads here in the municipality where it hasn't yet been able to get any seats, but it's obviously in these last couple of days before the elections trying to ramp up support, trying to get people invested or interested in the party. But we'll see how Good does, how Freedom Front Plus, COPE and EFF does compared to the DA and the ANC. This is, of course, an ANC council, and the party is looking to keep it that way. A couple of weeks ago, when President Cyril Ramaphosa was here, he apologized for the mistakes the party has made in this region, vowing that they will do better. But we will be fleshing out some more of these issues in the days to come. For now, I know my colleague Lindokuhle is standing by in Alex in Johannesburg.
Well, thank you so much, Monique. In fact, we are in Diepkloof. We are set to go and follow the president to Alex from here. There's just a couple of communities that he's been visiting in the Johannesburg region as their campaign trail takes them back to Gauteng. But I can tell you that while he has been crisscrossing this particular region, he has been met with a lot of resistance from some residents who are essentially saying that they will say no to him, while there are supporters that you can see behind me who keep on saying, yes, we will vote for the ANC, yes, Viva ANC, but there are those that have given him a no, saying that no electricity, no vote, which is one of the persistent issues when it comes to the Johannesburg region. Some people saying that even after many visits from provincial as well as regional leaders, there's still no change, and they're saying that 6 days or a week before the elections, if their problems are not sorted out, they won't vote. The president, as you hear behind me, is addressing the residents of Diepkloof. He has been addressing some of those that are in other areas such as Orange Farm as well as Meadowlands, but essentially saying that the ANC is the only hope for them. And one of the things that he told them is that the issue of not voting for the ANC will leave them worse for worse, because they will not have anyone who will be able to sort out these problems that they have. One of the things he's also said is that the ANC is the only organization that will be able to help them in terms of some of the problems that they have. But I can tell you that there are residents that have met him with skepticism, that have met him with resistance, saying that they simply do not believe him anymore, and what they want is action in their communities to actually see some of the results that they're speaking about. And some of those residents are saying that come the elections, they will be staying away from these local government polls, because they are saying that their problems have simply not been tended to, and that is one of the important things that they are saying. So the president continues to speak to people, continues to try and galvanize the voters to vote for the ANC, and says that it is their only hope if they are to get out of the situations that they've presented to him through placards and through songs and through many other various ways. But he says that at the end of the day, theirs must be to vote for the ANC, so that councillors such as Councillor Mpho Mwerane, who is the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, will be able to help them. He says that if the ANC is not back into power, then these problems will persist for these residents.
Lindokuhle Xulu, thank you there in Diepkloof, Soweto. Sorry, we got ahead a little bit of the president's schedule. We thought he was already in Alex, but thank you for setting us straight. He still has to go to Alex from Diepkloof in Soweto. Thank you very much, Tabashe. We also had Monique Mortlock in Rodipan, in an informal settlement there in that northern Cape Town, and we had Dasen Thathiah there in Musgrave in Durban. For this hour, that's where we wrap our current focus here on the Midday View on the upcoming local government elections. Thank you very much, colleagues. Up now.